Lesson number one, my country people, Dr. Waiting. Listen, whether or not you accept my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. So we got to be technical to what he do. We thank my country people for this wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.
My country people them, especially the people them for Bamenda. A few days ago, some person be send me this message where it talks say there is a need for Bamenda people to organize a coordinated response and put an end to Ambazonia terrorism. It is not by waiting on the government and hoping that the government does something to bring back the most cherished peace. If the community really wants to end this prolonged nightmare, they will. Power belongs to the people. The other day, I listened to the audio from the late terrorist JC's phone, which you posted on this platform, revealing how much they collect from credit unions and business owners annually. My point is this. If these credit unions and business owners can afford to raise millions of francs CFA just to appease the terrorists, all they need to do now as a counteraction is to raise a substantial amount of money as well as negotiate with the military. This requires teamwork. Those funds will serve as enough motivation, and together with their collaboration, giving intelligence and exposing their hideouts to MKPD or some competent authority, this amber nonsense will die away quickly. My belief. One reason why the military wouldn't risk themselves sometimes to go searching for those hoodlums is because they, the military, get little or no support from the community. No collaboration equals zero motivation. Yet, the zombies take advantage of this lukewarm attitude of the population by purportedly negotiating with some elements of the military and giving them regular incentives just to continue in their bloody business of kidnapping for ransom and issuing out levies. To all Bamenda people, I say this. The military needs your support more than ever to do what you, without arms, cannot do. Giving money to those armed rebels is a way of empowering them so that they can continue preying on you. Certainly, you do not want to continue losing your hard-earned money to them indefinitely. But if you divert those funds and enter into a concrete short-term contract with the military for a defined duration, say 6 months or less, you will be amazed at the dramatic results in your favor. Do not forget that you bought guns directly or indirectly, ignorantly or deliberately, and gave the terrorists to kill the military. So in order to win the hearts and the consciences of those you once stood against, you need to show some remorse, motivate them adequately, and be ready to collaborate with them. They can use their bigger guns to quench the activities those bloodthirsty criminals. Funding the military to take immediate action for peace to be fully restored in a community is the smartest thing to do. That is my take. So after I send that write-up, I post them on social media, especially for my WhatsApp. Some other when a person will come out from the northwest, from Momo, he sent me a message. It talks, he liked that write-up. As a matter of fact, he want make another broadcast, another presentation with these key points then. So he sent me this write-up. He say, the Anglophone crisis in Cameroon's northwest region has far-reaching consequences. Let us break it down. The economic challenges. 1. The loss of livelihoods. The crisis has disrupted economic activities, leading to job losses and reduced income. 2. Infrastructure damage. The roads, markets, and other infrastructure have been damaged or destroyed, hindering economic growth. 3. Trade disruptions. The crisis has disrupted trade and commerce, affecting local businesses and regional economy. It continues for talk say, this crisis it also get the impact on education, and it lists 3 points. And point number 1, school closures. It says many schools have been forced to close, disrupting children's education. 2. Displacement. Children have been displaced, making it difficult for them to access education. 3. Psychological trauma. The crisis has caused significant psychological trauma for children, affecting their well-being and academic performance. Another point we talk now say, the desecration of customs and traditions in the Northwest. It gives 3 points. And point number 1 is that the cultural heritage. So the crisis has led to the destruction of cultural heritage sites and artifacts. Point number 2 is a loss of traditional practices. The displacement of people has led to the loss of traditional practices and cultural identity. Point number 3 is a community disruption. So the crisis has disrupted community structures and social norms. Another point it talks now say, we get other consequences like point number 1, humanitarian crisis. So the crisis has led to a significant humanitarian crisis with many people in need of food, shelter, and medical care. Point number 2, it talks say, human rights abuses. There have been reports of human rights abuses, including arbitrary arrests, torture, and extrajudicial killings. Point number 3, it talks about displacement and migration. The crisis has led to significant displacement and migration, with many people forced to flee their homes. It talks about building better. It gives 4 points them. Number 1, it talks a dialogue and negotiation. Encouraging dialogue and negotiation between the government and separatist groups could help find a peaceful solution. Point number 2, it talks economic development. It's investing in economic development initiatives could help address some of the underlying issues driving the crisis. Point number 3 is a humanitarian assistance. Providing humanitarian assistance to the affected by the crisis. Providing humanitarian assistance to the affected by the crisis could help alleviate suffering. Point number 4 is a reconstruction and rebuilding. Once the crisis is resolved, reconstruction and rebuilding efforts could help restore infrastructure, schools, and cultural heritage sites. Now, Honorable Onjambeng Stephen, if you message me, he sent that message for me, and I appreciate your message, Pa. And I thank you so much for being a follower and contributor for our platform, for help our people them, for sensitize them about what way it happened in the Anglophone zone. So all in all, my response now say both of these writers, they get valid points. The first person where it be right, it ask, so make the population for Bamenda, they rally themselves up and they motivate the military for save them. Just like how the Amba terrorists, they will be motivated for carrying guns. Yes, that's just the truth. Anglophones, they become together, they do fundraising, they radicalize their picking them, buy guns, weapons, and then they give this picking them for go for bush for kill military. Now way it don't backfire on we, and the guns they don't be turned inwards. Now that they attack now the Anglophone civilian population, the civilian population no fit then she don't now. They wait and hope and pray. Say make the military way they be say me they go kill them, may they come now to their rescue. And now why that way, if when I listen to my communication, when I go don't get this point, I dey always try for motivate the military because I understand. Say that they do now a thankless job. Especially when you go rescue person where it be one for kill you 2 minutes ago. It is a difficult task. And now why that when I see for 2018-19, I will start this broadcast by appealing to the Anglophone elites, the mayors, the traditional rulers, the parliamentarian senators, cabinet ministers, them. I tell them, say, yes, we understand. Say, these same villagers, them, not them, radicalize their own picking them, send for bush, to want to pay money for their picking for go register for Amber. But they were ignorant. They don't know which way they do. And also, they be drive one of the elites out of the village. They are picking them where the buy guns give them. They use those picking them for drive the elites out of the village. Some of them climb on top of their properties that they chop them for free because say now they are picking they carry guns. We understand. But now those same villagers them they in a very difficult situation where not only we, the educated, the elites, we get the resources, we get the powers, we fit help them. So make we help them regardless of the past transgressions them, the wickedness of those villagers, then make we forgive them. Even if they never ask we for forgiveness, make we go to their rescue. So I understand you. One of the other ways the way me they motivate the military as well. Now say, sometimes the day we me they give information out in a specific way for make me they be motivated, for make me they see the need or the reason for go risk a life inside that bush or for go find Amber terrorists. I have my ways where me to motivate them. So I totally understand the write-up from the first writer. Now, for address the write-up where Honorable Njameng Stephen, he talk about him, I also agree with you about what he talk. Honorable Njameng, he talk about the economic challenges, the impact on the education, the desecration of our customs and tradition, and other consequences, and then also talk about building back better, which is fantastic. Now, you get to understand, say, all of these things, the way they destroy them for Anglophone zone, from the economic challenges them, Ambazonia terrorists, the toxicity, make your territory ungovernable. So, no be a mistake, no be by accident, say the economy for the Anglophone zone, it be destroyed. It was by design. We did it to ourselves deliberately. We actually planned for destroy the economy in the Anglophone zone. The impact on education. Remember again, Anglophones, they stop their own picking them in, they no go school. They burn down schools. So these things were not done by accident or were not done as a byproduct. No, these things were deliberate. They were well calculated and well planned for destroy the educational foundation in the Anglophone zone. So the impact on education, it be by design, no be by mistake. The desecration of the customs and tradition. Also, to a greater extent, this is done by design.
You all tribal warlords sitting out here, running their mouth and talking about Mogamo, talking about Momo. What have you given Momo? What is it that you've given Momo? You find uneducated tribal warlords who cannot distinguish their left from their right. They come on social media. I bet you Ambazonians, take note. I don't issue threats. The time will come. It will come. And for all of you, the chiefs and funds being instrumentalized to attack the ADF, we will take you out. Whether you are a chief or you are a fund, I will hang your head on a stick.
I, Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces, have called for the fund of SOC in line with the principles of the Ambazonia Defense Forces and the governing councils to be arrested, tried for treason, and face the maximum penalty, the death penalty. He should be executed, not assassinated. We are gentlemen. For committing treason, the same fund of SOC, I declare that the fund of SOC is a blackleg. He have connived, collaborated with the foreign government to impose its law and colonize Ambazonia. Under international law, colonization is a crime against humanity. And under the principle of the governing council and the ADF, he will receive the death penalty. The evidence against him is overwhelming. He is doing so on his own will and should be executed. I've communicated that to the British Southern Cameroon resistance forces and our partner forces around that area. This is what it needs to be done. Funds that commit treason shall face the death penalty. And the fund of COM, the fund of FUNSO are the bench line. They have committed treason. The day they will be arrested, they will face trial and they will be executed humanely for committing treason against the state of Ambazonia. We are not mixing what, we are taking responsibility and we are taking ownership. And this is what leadership means. This is what the people want. They want independence, and this is what it needs to be done for them to have their independence. And the people in COM should know that we are not calling for him to be assassinated. It is not personal. It is national. You joke against the sovereignty, you will face the ultimate price. And it should be a lesson to all the funds. If you go against the will of your people, If you are not representing the will of your people, if you cannot defend the blood of your own people, you go and side with a genocidal regime. You do not deserve to be a fawn. Fawns in the southern Cameroon have been polluted. Some of them have killed people to arise to that throne. That era is gone. That era where they tell us that only a man will eat the gizzard of a chicken. That era of darkness is gone. We are in the era of enlightenment. No fawn that put his life, his greed over the life of his people and the dignity of his state, and that violate our sovereign right, will not survive. You will be arrested, you will be tried, you will face the death penalty. And we are not hiding it. You Nyamfuka, you are the real indeed Nyamfuka for Ambazonia.
Remember, say people like Cho Lucas Yaba, Ebenezer Akwanga, they no be chiefs, they no get no portfolio, they no be teachers, they no be lawyers. But now the people in that way, they want for carry guns. And the only way for them for gain that legitimacy, for people them for follow them in their harebrained adventure, they be get to first discredit the people the way they own the authority over the Anglophone civilian population, what traditional rulers them. Ayabacho Lucas don't publicly talk as when I hear say he go pin the heads of chiefs on a stick. When I don't hear Dong Emmanuel Capo Daniel, it threaten the fun of Saw, threaten Nijon Fundi, send stupid kind threats, they kidnap. I mean, some people they be where they're supposed to be unkidnappable. Ambazonia terrorists, they kidnap the unkidnappable. Nijon Fundi. Of all people, they kidnap Nijon Fundi. Now, for Teruna said the desecration of the customs, traditions, and the cultural fabric of the Anglophone zone, it be done by design, it be deliberate, because they be need for discredit the political parties, discredit the political leaders, discredit the natural born leaders in the Anglophone zone. In order for these adventurers, the Ndong Emmanuel, Capo Daniel, Cho Lucas Yaba, and then you get some riff-raffs them. Shit, no wipe last the way they manage go for diaspora by some hook and crook. Suddenly, they start calling themselves generals and they want to make themselves relevant. And then other things where Honorable Unjamben talked now about the other consequences like the humanitarian crisis, it was created by design. Nobody now by mistake say we'll get refugees from Nigeria. There came a time when the Ambazonia terrorists, they be talking the need for internationalize the struggle. The need for bring in the international media. The need for bring in the United Nations and other people them around the world for talk and for put pressure on the Cameroon government. They be go inside villages them, especially for Manu. They be deliberately go inside villages them. They go drive villagers them out of that village. So me they go for bush, me they go for Nigeria for create a humanitarian crisis where they be think say in their stupidity, they be think say it will bring in the international community. When Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC they start write about the crisis, then it will give them the leverage where they need them in order for forced concessions, especially dialogue and negotiation from the Cameroon government. So the one thing where I get small disagreement with Honorable Njambeng na it talks say dialogue and negotiation, encouraging dialogue and negotiation between the government and the separatist groups could find a peaceful solution. Now for that way I disagree. Small, I not disagree entirely because I believe in dialogue. What way we do right now, now dialogue, we are talking. With the already dialogue with the so-called separatist groups, that's why they surrender every single day. That's why they are dropping their arms, because we talk to them. And the government don't always talk, say they be open to dialogue and negotiation. And they be create the grand national dialogue where it be an opportunity for all of them, where they make noise for diaspora and the ones where they carry guns for bush, for come for the grand national dialogue, now them deny dialogue. So make you understand, for example, Honorable Unjambeng, I understand say the unfortunate incident will be happen for you where they be kidnap you, take and go for bush. Thousands of other people, the way these terrorists, they be kidnap and take and go for bush, including you, yourself, Honorable Unjambeng Stephen. We, like me, I know the work for Cameroon government. Madam Ayafo Florence, no get the powers for force Cameroon government make it can dialogue with these criminals. They are criminals and they should be treated like criminals. Now, why that way? I no go pay them no respect for say make we go dialogue with them exclusively, because what the way they do now say they kill Anglophone civilians, they hold we to ransom. So make Cameroon government can pay the ransom, and I refuse to pay the ransom. So me, I believe say Anglophones need a dialogue amongst themselves. Anglophone conference. Now, what that way me, I don't advocate for, and me, I don't call for. Say make Anglophones they talk amongst themselves, because no amount of dialogue with Cameroon government it will stop Anglophones from killing Anglophones. The problem, the Anglophone problem, no get nothing for do with Francophones, but everything for do with Anglophone wickedness to Anglophones. So yes, Anglophones need to talk amongst themselves. We need to deliberate, we need to diagnose, and we need to expose these things, them, talk about them, come to some kind of concession, and if at all we then want or need for talk to Cameroon government now, we should be talking as a people, not some riffraffs the way because they carry 100 guns or they arm 2,000 picking them, they feel go decide the future of all 4 million Anglophones. Them no, they do not represent me, and they will never represent me or speak for me. Me as an individual, I get the capability and the capacity for do what way Ayabacho Lucas do. I'm 10 times over. And I don't demonstrate that capability when I don't say I'm all. If I decide today, say me, I want to form my own armed group on the ground, I go fund them better, I go arm them better, I go coordinate and manage them better for cause 10 times, 100 times worse havoc in Cameroon than Cho Lucas and Ebenezer Akwanga could ever dream. So, why would I never ask Cameroon government for can dialogue and negotiate with me too? Is it because I never yet killed Cameroonians? So if I go kill some Cameroonians then before I get that high honor and reward, if that be the case, then when I tell we, say some of we will get the capability, the intellect, and the financial ability for radicalized speaking, they may they go carry guns, but we choose for do right. When they just tell we say we made a mistake. If we decide for be bad, we decide to start kidnapping people for ransom, then at that time, so when I go advocate, say make Cameroon government can't dialogue with we. So no, I totally and completely reject any kind of dialogue or negotiation as a sovereign state. The go should on the dialogue with hoodlums and criminals. Hell no. If they want for talk as Anglophones. We could talk with them as Anglophone brothers and sisters, and then Anglophones will talk to Cameroon government, not some riffraffs the way they don't represent us. So that's my take. My country people them. I totally agree with these two people them, except for the 1 or 2 instances the way I get slight disagreement. Yes, Anglophones as a bloc need for dialogue, present our case, our grievances, and how we want this country, Cameroon, for go forward. Wait where we bring them for contribute for nation building for this one country in our country, but not some hoodlums, criminals, kidnappers, rapists, and people the way they do public executions. Them you want a whole, if you think say a whole sovereign nation, it will go stoop low for go the dialogue or negotiate with those kind of people. That is the wrong signal to send, because that signal it not going to be sent to the hoodlums. It will be sent to any other person who get the capability for do what with the hoodlums that they do them. If you start reward bad behavior, then you encourage them and it go multiply. Thank you plenty my country people them. Make we not solve a problem by creating more problems.
Let us listen even to Thibault Nagy.
Popular with many of
the permanent separation of the two regions a possibility. Sir, I don't believe.
So this is the United States congressional hearing. They are asking Thibault Nagy in his capacity. At this time, he is speaking as a United States Undersecretary for African Affairs. And they are asking him, is it possible for Ambazonia to be independent? Is it possible for Cameroon to be separated? Listen to him and you hear.
Will be this will be unpopular with many of
the permanent separation of the two regions a possibility. Sir, I don't believe so, because I think that most Cameroonians, including in the Southwest and Northwest, have a sense of Cameroonianness, and the concept of a separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of America to recognize the integrity of the country of Cameroon. Got it.
So the most part is not even what he talked about, some of our people having some Cameroonianness in them. A minute, just 1 minute. It's not even the part where he talked about having the Cameroonians in them,
but it's the part where he talk about the substance, which I want you to listen again carefully.
Most Cameroonians, including in the Southwest and Northwest, have a sense of Cameroonianness.
This is not important.
And the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view.
So talking about the concept of separation, to separate Cameroon, this is what he has to say. And these are the facts that have been communicated to us directly, not only by the current Secretary of State, by the whole State Department, various members of legislatures within the United States, senators that we have engaged with, have all transmitted to us the same thing. Listen again.
It is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of Cameroonianness, and the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic. Okay. It is the view of the United States of America to recognize the integrity of the country of Cameroon. Got it. And the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic.
I think I know.
So that's Thibault Nagy saying that the concept of separating Cameroon is not realistic, and the United States supports the integrity of Cameroon as it is. This is the reality that is very painful for us to hear. But for the sake of our people who are suffering and dying, we must speak the truth, we must hear the truth, and we must adjust ourselves according to the truth, so that we move from the realm of impossibility into the realm of possibility. If it is not possible for us to separate Cameroon, if it is not possible for us to have independence, it will be futile, wasting human life and resources to be demanding something you know you cannot get. Because when you are demanding something you know you cannot get, you are in the realm of impossibility, and you will be ridiculed about. Nobody will take you seriously, and that has been the case for the past 8 years. And we have to drop this demand, adjust ourselves in a way that we can actually have it in the future, which is what the People's Right Advocacy Platform have done. And now to Chris Anu. I want you people to know who is Chris Anu. Chris Anu is a black leg. Remember when I talk about black leg? Black leg are people who have sold Ambazonian soldiers to Cameroon military to kill. People who have themselves killed Cameroon Ambazonian fighters. Remember that Chris Anu's brother was responsible. There are videos there to show the tigers of Ambazonia, when I was their bishop, being slaughtered absolutely in Lebialem. Traditional rulers killed. Doing so, taking money from Cameroon. Listen to Chris Anu in his own words, and you know that this is a black leg. Listen.
And the concept of separated, what they call Ambazonia, in my view, is not realistic.
The thing I know, therefore, is the CDC deal. Dr. Samuel Komesako cannot say it did not exist because I took it to him.
So now black leg that mama me, my papa them. When I hear the black leg, the thief man way they talk, say CDC D way it be take and go get for Sako. We una not say CDC, the board member them where they control CDC now governor for Northwest and Southwest, Lele Africa and Okara Bilai, the main people the way that they prosecute this war for kill our people them for born villages them. Then come for Chris Anu, can't talk say the one for give money, me fighter they know me then leave CDC, me CDC the work. Chris Anu carry that deal with that arrangement. Go to Ambosako, then go arrange and then give the money through some boy for Italy. Big money, then give for them. Then take that money, chop them. Wait to wait and do. Then start talking me them bring county by county for drive all Bamenda people them on Northwestern and the way they go Southwest. So that because they be that strong fighter them for day. Then drive General Ivor. Then start kiki soldier them. Bribe soldier them. How many soldiers then die where Chris Anu go betray struggle? So the man a black leg. When I know the year I say some man they always accuse other people. Now why that way they will fear me? Where they will hate me because they always talk the truth for our people them and you know say I the exposing. So when I hear you for your own mob, when I hear black leg, when I already hear black leg how he go talk, how we either say struggle, when I hear.
The CDC deal. Dr. Samuel Komesako cannot say it did not exist because I took it to him. They will be crushed.
So that is Chris Anu, person way Ambazonian fighter, then where they come up for Bamenda from Bafu, then go General Efang for inside Bui, then catch them. The Chris Anu talk me, then kill them, bury some of them alive. 29 boy them, then slaughter them. because he lie, security, say na be them, mean and kill them, our own people them. So these are the murderers where they don't destroy the struggle completely. So declaring excessive lockdown, declaring it to destroy the struggle because they don't go take money for CDC deal. When I hear what the reason behind attacking other soldiers, when I hear
this, what happened in Bui, should send a message to the ADF and the AGOVC that this interim government would no longer sit down to negotiate with you out there.
So they be the key the ADF and the other soldier them. Not only ADF. When I remember, say he ban AMF, he ban SOCADEF, he ban ADF. ADF na just the bit of a strong head. So they be the struggle for go make their deed of La Republique. The other fighter they see go attack La Republique. Now why that way he be the vex? Now why that way they be the one key the soldier them? Because of waiting for their own private belly where they chop money. Then collect 2 million for my trip to Boya. Lie say they will give you independence in 3 months. Then take that money, I will chop them all, begin buy code them, buy TV station. Now person where I openly talk say he chop money for struggle, he need to contribute. Poor church rat. So make gonna see the people the way they can take over this genuine fight for our people them. Take and turn them into their money making machine. Now why that way it be very convenient for them. But can't talk say maybe we'll fight unto forever. Because for them they already adjust their lifestyle for begin collect people their money, they chopper. When I listen for ye, and we fight the independence, how independence it come? From recognition. But the same person, it is sabotage that ability for we to convince the United Nations by attacking the United Nations. Now listen.
Lesson number 1, my country people, Dr. Weti. Listen, whether or not you accept, my country people is a force to reckon with. Me, I agree. He's an enemy that is strong. We thank my country people for the wonderful job. Now, we'll go ahead.